Good evening, everybody. The time is now 7 p.m. I'd like to call the July 6, 2026 regular council meeting into order. Ms. Capone, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown,
Here.
Eastman,
Here.
Jablisco,
Present.
Miles is absent, Mojica,
Here.
Montestioka,
Here.
Newberry,
Here.
Timmons,
Here.
Brooks.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Brown, please read the invocation.
Yes, Council President. Let us bow our heads. Bless the city of Rahway during the wonderful months of summer. May we all help make our community a place of relaxation, joy, love, peace, and safety. Creator and sustainer of all of that is so we will be. Accept our thanks for this season, this month, this day, and all its blessings yet to come. I'd like to say also a moment of silence for a woman that lived in the city of Rahway, Vivian Randolph. She was 101 years old. It reminds me of our family here in the city of Rahway that has always given back to the city, and the Randolph family has also done that. So a moment of silence. Thank you, God. Amen.
Amen, and God bless the Randolph family. Ms. Capone, can you please read the open public meeting statement?
Notice of this meeting has been sent to the official newspapers, and adequate and electronic notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act as required by law.
Thank you very much. Council colleagues, may I have a motion and a second to approve the June 8th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown, Eastman,
Yes.
Jablisco,
Yes.
Miles is absent, Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Timmons,
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes. Ms. Capone, do we have any reports from our council committees?
No council committee reports.
All right, Ms. Capone, do we have any communications from our city officers or the bill payment list?
You have received the payment of bills, the police report, and the fire report for the month of June.
Very good. Mr. Polkovich, if you would, may you provide comments on the budget introduction tonight?
Happily, Council President. This evening, Council will be introducing our municipal budget. We're happy to introduce it this evening. Just last week, Mayor Giacobbe was able to secure $2.175 million in legislative aid from the state. We are extremely happy that we're able to apply that to this budget for some relief. As you know, we face some unprecedented challenges this year, such as the massive increase in the state employee health benefit plan, inflation nationwide, increased fuel costs and utility costs, which further underscores the importance of Mayor Giacobbe's advocacy and conversations he's had at the state level, which got us this legislative aid of 2.175. We're going to be at a 2.3% increase, which is $84 on the average household. We did some research. 12 of the 21 county municipalities in the county, the average was 136, so we fall under that. We're really proud of that, and yes, we'll have our hearing next month.
Thank you very much, Mr. Polkovich. Hearing of citizens of resolutions. This is the hearing of citizens portions of the meeting. Citizens may have 5 minutes to speak on resolutions and first reading ordinance listed on the agenda only. Second reading ordinance will have their own public hearing. The floor is also open for public comment. You may only speak once and must address all comments to City Council. While all comments made by the public will be taken under advisement, the City Council will not respond to the comments made by the public, as this is an opportunity for the council to listen to the citizens' concerns and not debate issues or enter into a question and answer session. Ms. Capone, has anybody signed up to speak?
No one has signed up.
All right. Well, then, I will allow anyone from my left. Anyone from my left, if you're, this is my left, so it would be your right. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Hope Moran. I'm from the 6th Ward, and I am now officially on the ballot for independent mayor of Rahway.
Ms. Moran, would you provide your address for the city clerk, please?
1780 St. George's Avenue.
Thank you.
Council, New Jersey law caps how much you can raise taxes each year at about 2%. Tonight, you're going above that and giving yourself permission to go more, from what I understand. I mean, granted, the budget wasn't made public. Sorry, lost my place. This budget has a loophole, and this year you let that loophole grow by 25%, not 2%, 25. While our tax bills go up, the part of the budget you control outside the normal rules is growing 4 times faster than the law allows for everything else. I need you to explain that. And here's what really bothers me. While you're asking us to pay more, you've built well over a dozen sweetheart tax deals into the same budget for developers and big properties in the form of pilot programs. Instead of paying their full share like the rest of us, they get a negotiated discount year after year worth millions of dollars the city isn't collecting. We make up the difference. They get the deal. I'd like to know why. You're also leaning on a one-time cash grab of selling off a cell tower for $1.5 million to make this year's numbers look balanced. That money is gone next year. What's your plan then? And tonight, I believe you mentioned another $2 million or something that was added to the budget as well. None of this information was made available to the public ahead of tonight's meeting. So I'm asking you directly tonight, explain the pilot deals, explain the loophole spending, explain why residents are paying more while corporations get tax breaks written into this budget, and commit right now to releasing the budget before the vote, every single time. This is not transparency. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone to my right? Anyone to my left?
Good evening. Alan Levy, 254 Oak Street. Councilman Brooks, I say this every month. When you tell people they must address their comments to the council, that is not what the OPMA says. Because also, I'm not going to address my comments to the council because you guys don't listen anyway. I'm going to address my comments to the people of Rahway because they're the community that matters. And frankly, I don't think it's accurate for this mayor and this council to refer to yourselves as Democrats because your actions don't reflect the democratic principles of Democrats who I grew up with in the state of New Jersey and New York, like Bill Bradley, Pat Moynihan, Frank Lautenberg. These people believed in open elections. They believed in ballot access, free speech, transparency, strong public utilities, and support for public employees and unions. I don't see those values being reflected or respected by this city government. First, let's talk about ballot access and democracy. As you know, over the last 2 weeks, I successfully represented 2 independent candidates, challenging one, Mayor Giacobbe, and a city council candidate in the 6th Ward of Elizabeth. Members of the Rahway and Union County Democratic committees tried to remove these candidates using the courts. Well, thankfully, those people were able to find a good lawyer who was willing to fight for democracy and fight for their ballot access. And don't tell me that none of you had anything to do with it. You are all members of the Rahway Democratic Committee. You are all members of the Union County Democratic Committee. If you had truly felt that this was a violation of democracy and ballot access, you could have said so. You could have said something, but you won't, and you never will. Let's talk about free speech. As I pointed out before, that man's law firm currently represents the chairman of your campaign committee suing 2 of your constituents for, quote, criticism of the city government. Such a constitutional violation that thankfully the ACLU stood up, intervened on our behalf while our case is pending through the courts. I always thought that Democrats believed in protecting free speech in the ACLU. Apparently none of you do, because none of you are willing to stand up for that. Transparency. You guys are actually trying to pass a budget tonight, or introduce it, first reading, before it's even made available to the public. And you have the audacity to cite NJSA 40A:4-8 in the ordinance. Have you read the statute? It says that in order to read it by title alone, instead of reading every word of it, you must make it publicly available a week before the vote, not 2 days after the vote. So you're essentially voting on something that has not been disclosed to the general public. Tonight's not a first reading. It would violate the law. And by the way, I know where the courthouse is. The budget was also due 4 months ago, and the public deserves to know how its tax dollars are being spent. Public utilities. Why would Democrats support selling a publicly owned utility to a for-profit company? This town spent about $200,000 for a presentation by T&M Associates promoting the sale of the water utility. Meanwhile, NJ ELEC records show, why would you do that? Well, those records show that T&M Associates contributed $14,000 to your campaign on May 30th. Coincidence? I think not. Everyone knows if you were offered enough campaign money, you guys would sell out Rahway and put in a data center. We all know you would. Supporting public employees. Our DPW employees are still working without a contract. And you guys offered what, 1.5%, a 2% salary increase? It's disgusting. It's absolutely despicable. Meanwhile, somebody like Frank here gets a 15% salary increase. Last year, Frank, you were the second highest paid employee. As CFO, you made $244,000. Meanwhile, the CFO of Elizabeth, a town with 5 times the population, guess what he makes? $176,000 a year. And they got their budget in on time. Meanwhile, Frank's making $75,000 more than the city of Elizabeth CFO.
5 minutes.
If you reward loyalty more than performance,
Thank you, Mr. Levy.
This is what you get.
Thank you, Mr. Levy.
As a Republican,
Thank you, Mr. Levy.
I support
I gave you your time, sir.
More than all of you.
Okay. Good night. Thank
I'm
you.
running
Talk to you
for
later.
city council.
Okay. Have a great night, sir. Mr. Lindolfi, good evening. Would you, I know you had something you'd like to say. Would you? Okay. Okay, we'll get back. Anybody else to my right? Anybody to my left?
Good evening. Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street. A couple questions I think need to be asked tonight. One is, I've been asking about the bridge on Irving Street, the progress on that. I understand that it's been delayed because of some concerns about buildings nearby. Can we get an update on where that stands, what the timeline is for people who are waiting to see more action there? I'll ask again about the train station. One of the stairways is broken down, another is falling apart. Can you use some leverage to ask NJ Transit to address these problems? The agenda tonight has a $300,000 contract for IT services. Can you explain what we're paying for in those IT services? It's a very broad term. Do you guys know what you're being asked to pay for in those IT services? It'd be good to have an explanation of that. Can someone explain why the budget is 3 months past due being introduced tonight? Or why you decided to withhold it rather than share it with the public as you do every other year? What are you trying to hide this year? Or why were you unable to share it? On the water utility, can you tell us what progress has been made looking into that conversation? You said more discussion needs to be had, so what update is there? What is being done in the meantime? I would take time to talk about the property on Pierce Street we're going to spend $400,000 to demolish and $250,000 to build a surface level parking lot there. Maybe I have those numbers backwards. That block is specified in the master plan you guys passed a couple years ago. A surface level parking lot is not one of the uses that was recommended for that place. And so I'm wondering why we've ended up at this place. There's a long history to these properties that if you don't know, you should know. The properties on Pierce Street that are going to be demolished were purchased by a developer, the same developer that built Metro Rahway and Riva. He's a big donor to the Democratic Party and to the Mayor's Family Foundation. They intended to build a large building on that property. They bought those 4 properties and then they let them sit and rot. And then they asked the city about a year later if those properties are in need of redevelopment. And they went to the lawyers and engineers that we paid for, and they said, yes, actually, it does need to be redeveloped because those properties are dilapidated. Surprise, surprise. Mangoes around the corner is also part of that property, and that developer was also trying to put pressure on to get the Michelino's building on the corner there. Now, this is a cornerstone corner in our community. When you get off the train, it's the first thing you see. So we want there to be a good building there, something that's pleasing, that makes Rahway look good. Surface level parking lot doesn't fit that need. Neither does a Mango's that's falling apart or these buildings that are being allowed to rot. But what was there before, when they were still tax-paying residences, was better than what we have now, and better than another parking lot in the middle of the city that's going to look like Houston if we keep just adding more parking downtown. Along the way, you also were asked to approve a change in the variance so that they could build a 12-story building on this property. Remember that? Joanna Miles voted no. Danny Newberry and everybody else voted yes, that you would allow a 12-story building on that property. The mayor said, don't worry, it's not going to be 12 stories. It'll probably be 6 stories. But now it's going to be a surface-level parking lot. So what happened? What changed? We should also know about the Mangoes property that for some reason we took ownership of. It is known to have a bad asbestos problem, and it's mentioned in the documents tonight that you're going to be asked separately to pay for asbestos remediation for that building, which I've heard is going to cost multiple millions of dollars. So to get some more parking spaces there, right now we have about 30 parking spaces behind Mangoes. When you spend all this money, you're going to get maybe 50 more.
1 minute warning.
So in all, we're going to spend about $3 million to get 60 parking spaces in a place that we don't really want parking spaces. So this all fits a pattern of what happens when these developers come in and they make a mess, and then they leave us to clean up that mess. We bought those properties back from that developer for more than he paid for them. We took ownership of Mangoes that is now a financial problem, burden that nobody wants to deal with. And so the taxpayers are going to be asked to clean up a mess that the developer made. They walked away rewarded, not punished, for doing this, and made a critical property in the middle of our town look worse. So please keep that in mind the next time a developer asks you to jump through hoops for them. This is a great example of the damage that's being done by your acceptance of every developer need that comes before you.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. I'm going to allow our city engineer, Dan Lee, to make some clarity. I think there's some information that. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Great recommendation there, sir. I take heed to it. Anyone else to my left? Anyone to my right? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to make a motion. Oh, yeah, I see you, sir. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Gordon Carson, 834 Central Avenue. I work for the Water Department, and I saw in the agenda that there's going to be a bond sale for $37 million or 49 or whatever it is. Can anyone explain what that's for or what that means for the possible sale of the Water Department going forward? I'd be really interested to know instead of just having to dig through things online. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody to my right? Anybody to my left?
Good evening. Casey Granary, 807 Pierpont Street. And
Good
I'm
evening.
also running for mayor. How is everybody? One question, simple question. How much debt are we in as a city? I want to know the debt, and I expect there should be an answer soon. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody to my right? Anybody to my left? Seeing none, I'm going to ask for a motion in a second to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Newberry?
Second.
Eastman? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown? Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco? Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Okay, at this point, I'm going to first elect our city engineer, Dan Lee, to make some clarity on I don't, or you can give your time to Mr. Lindolfi. It's up to you.
Either way, your pleasure, Council President.
Thank you.
The answer is very brief, actually. With the Irving Street Bridge, I just received information today that they do plan on coming back to return for the repairs on Wednesday. They did find some structural issues with 221 West Main Street, and in an abundance of caution, they delayed the project and slowed it down so that they could approach it and take care of it carefully to make sure that there wouldn't be any future issues. So that's why there's been a bit of an extensive delay. Without the construction activity going on at the site. But they do anticipate returning on Wednesday, weather pending.
Can you repeat that, Councilwoman Newberry?
I'm sorry. Is there an anticipated end time for the project?
The original end time was the end of this year, but the delays have been about 6 weeks. So we've been asking what the revised schedule is. Until they start getting into the actual repair, they're withholding when they think they can complete.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
Mr. Lindolfi.
Thank you, Council President. I'm just going to try to factually clear up.
Yes, please.
I got you.
There's a budget process that's prescribed statutorily. We will adhere to those requirements. Tonight's the introduction, not the adoption. The budget will be published. Meeting the statutory requirements. I believe that'll be 2 days from now, within 48 hours. There will be a public hearing no less than 28 days from this evening. That will be at the August meeting, again within the statutory requirements. And at that adoption meeting, there will be a mandatory public hearing, at which time comments from the public will be entertained, and they'll be able to ask and seek answers to some of the questions that they may have regarding any appropriation revenue within the document. So I think it's important that people understand tonight's not the adoption; it's merely the introduction. We are in compliance with our statutory requirements. We will have a hearing, and we hopefully will have an adoption at the August meeting. And I think there was some, I'm going to say, misunderstanding. Certainly it was communicated incorrectly by some of the speakers. I'm just going to try to hit a couple other things, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but one major misstatement that was made this evening was regarding the Mangoes property. That property was actually purchased under the prior administration. I believe the Steinman administration purchased that property. As to whether or not they did any due diligence, I don't know. It was purchased by the Steinman administration through the Parking Authority. That was one of the first acts that Mayor Giacobbe took when he came into office, was to abolish that authority. It clearly was running out of control. It clearly was under the control of then Mayor Steinman. It clearly was not fostering the intent or the purpose of what parking authorities were created for. The mayor, at the mayor's direction, that authority was abolished. It became a utility. Unfortunately, some of the ills that had been created by that authority then became the ills passed on to the city and are now the city's to clean up. But they were not of this administration's making. And whether they were good or bad decisions, I'm going to say quite a few of them were very bad. This administration, the current administration, was saddled with those decisions. And Mango's is a perfect example of property that was purchased, apparently without the adequate due diligence and forethought that normally would go into those types of purchases. Just real quickly, a couple other things. The parking that's being proposed, there's a temporary solution. We did not find, and I can say we because I participate in every development process, we did not find acceptable what the developer was proposing, so that we did not move forward with the development there. What we are going
Can you just pause that? So that means that not every developer that comes to the table gets approval.
Quite contrary, Council President. At this point in time, we're rejecting more than we're accepting.
I thank you for the clarity. Continue, please.
So what was being proposed was not acceptable. We purchased the properties. We are going to demolish the buildings. We are going to clean the Mango site. And we will construct temporary parking there. And the intent is to generate some revenue until we proceed with a meaningful development there. So again, a little bit of a misunderstanding or misstatement. I just want to clarify one thing, and I'm not sure who the gentleman here was today, said he's from the water department. We do not have a water department. There is a private entity that manages the water utility, that's Veolia, but that gentleman I don't believe is an employee of the city because we do not have a water department. The point I want to make is, and I think there was some misunderstanding on this too, there is an ordinance that's being introduced tonight for the issuance of debt. I'm sorry, that's a resolution for the issuance of debt for both the water utility and the general fund. 11.6 million of bonds in water utility. I think it's 36 million of notes in the general fund. And I don't want to get too much into the weeds here on the public finance issues, but really what's happening there is when you issue debt through a bond ordinance, it is issued almost unilaterally, universally in notes for 1 year. So what we are doing with the water utility is taking accumulation of 10 years of notes, accumulating them into one bond issue. That's a financial analysis. If the aggregate payments for the notes exceeds what you would be paying the following year under a permanent finance situation, you go to permanent financing. It's not the issuance of new debt. It's purely a financial decision, financial analysis. Financial decision was recommended by our auditors who do that analysis for us. The 36 million of debt that's also mentioned in the general fund is reissuance of notes for 1 year. There is no permanent debt. They weren't ripe to be converted to permanent debt. So that's simply a rollover of existing debt. So there's no new debt being issued with that either. So I hope that clarifies for the public. And I know that's a little bit in the weeds and maybe a little difficult to digest. But the main point there is that we're not issuing new debt, and all of it is not within the water utility.
Thank you. All right, appreciate that. Thank you so much. And no data center, correct? That was hearsay. That was insinuated. But just wanted to clarify that. Okay. All right. Good evening, Mayor. Do you have any comments tonight?
Good evening, Council President. Thank you, Council President, City Council, members of the public. I hope everyone had a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend with family, friends, and loved ones. This weekend was an eventful one, to say the least. Our emergency management team have been working nonstop since Friday night to clear trees, branches, debris to ensure public safety and manage the aftermath of this severe storm. I've been in contact and communication with the county, the state, and PSE&G to ensure that power is restored to every single household that's still without power. They are working diligently to make sure that individuals who still do not have power will have power as soon as possible. And myself and my administration will stay on them to make sure of that. I want to remind everyone that the rec center will be open tonight to 10 p.m. and tomorrow for a charging station. Anyone who needs to go charge devices or are still without power, please come to the rec center. We'll be open for the next 2 days to 10 p.m. For that service. And if anyone has a city tree that has impacted their property, please call 732-827-2060 to report it. The tree crew has been out since Friday night removing trees and debris throughout the city. So if there is a city tree that is affecting your property, please give a call to that number. I want to thank all of our first responders, utility workers who gave their holiday weekend up to make sure that we were safe. And thank you for all the residents, for your patience and understanding as we get through this. But in true Rahway fashion, we didn't let the weather damper our spirits. Despite the storm rolling in early in the evening, we were still able to put on a spectacular firework display Friday night. It was unfortunate because we had a great band performing before. We had residents that were out enjoying themselves, and then we blinked our eye, and all of a sudden, this huge windstorm picked up. I'm just happy that everyone in the park was able to get to safety and to shelter, and nobody was seriously harmed. It was an incredible kickoff to the weekend and a beautiful way for our community to come together to honor the historic 250th anniversary of the United States. Seeing our community gather to celebrate our nation's milestone, even after the storm, speaks volumes about the resilience and the pride of Rahway. That incredible community energy has actually been the theme for the entire summer so far. I want to take a moment to highlight the fantastic World Cup watch parties we've been hosting throughout the city, from the packed crowds on East Cherry Street and Irving Street to the amazing turnout at Veterans Field. Seeing Rahway come alive with local pride, supporting our businesses, and gathering as neighbors has been absolutely incredible. And tonight, the big match with Team USA, hopefully we can get the W and advance in the World Cup tournament. We have a vibrant city, and whether we are navigating through storms, recovery, or we're celebrating major milestones or in sporting events, the spirit of Rahway always shines through. We have 2 more planned in collaboration with the UC PAC, and then the finals will be shown on East Cherry Street on July 19th, and hopefully the USA is in it. As we look ahead, I'm excited to remind everybody that the Mayor Summer Concert Series is just around the corner. Every Thursday in August, we will continue to bring free live music to the streets of Rahway in front of the UC PAC main stage. Be sure to check the city's website, social media pages for full concert schedule and additional details. Once again, I hope everyone had a happy, healthy 4th of July weekend, and I wish that you have a memorable, enjoyable, and safe rest of your summer. Thank you, Council President, for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Mayor Jacoby. Business Administrator Matt Pukovich, do you have any reports this evening?
No reports, sir, but if you would allow, I will jump right into the
Absolutely.
summaries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Council President. First ordinance here, 01726. This ordinance typifies the inflation we're seeing nationwide. As you're aware, expenses have increased, and we had to use an appropriation cap. In our cap bank, it allows us to spend more than we budgeted for. 01826. This is, if you remember back in December, we had a special meeting. This was when we passed the appropriation to pay terminal leave to retiring employees under the existing bargaining contracts. Statutorily, we're permitted to fund those payments over a 5-year period, and that's what this does. 01926, this is just a bond ordinance approving the acquisition of vehicles. 02026, 02126 are their companion ordinances. One is for the demo of the properties on Pierce Street, and the other is for the construction of a temporary parking lot on that site. 02226, this is a redevelopment plan for what we refer to as the Pravco site. This is over on West Scott Drive, not West Scott Drive. It's an industrial area on the southern part of the city. City owns a small strip of land next to this business, and they want to purchase that from us, so that's what this does. On to resolutions. We have a resolution authorizing a contract for the cell tower lease sale to the highest bidder. We have AR 14926, resolution authorizing the mayor and council and the city clerk to execute an agreement between the County of Union for CDBG funding and the city of Rahway. AR 15026, this is We're appointing an alternate member to the Environmental Commission, Mr. Thomas O'Neill. Happy to have him on board. AR 15126, it's a resolution authorizing a contract between the city and TNM for engineering services associated with the demolition on Pier Street and the parking lot design. And then we have AR 15226, it's a resolution awarding a contract to Tri-State Technical Services for IT services for the city of Rahway. We have AR 15326, this is a companion to the terminal pay. That's to the terminal pay that we read previously. Then we have AR 15426. This is what Mr. Landolfi expounded upon. This is not new debt. This is work that's been taking place already. So that's that. And then on to code enforcement. We have 155-26, resolution authorizing the refund of the building department permit fee to the First Pres Church. They had took out a permit to repair their roof, and this is just refunding a portion of that. Engineering and land use, we have the release of the right-of-way. This is housekeeping. It's releasing a bond fee to Lawrence Facino. 15726, this is entering an agreement with the County of Union for the installation of banner poles along the county roadways. As you guys are aware, we're going to be installing these poles so that we could have banners go across the roadway, enhances visibility, and should be a good marketing tool for the city. 15826, we have a resolution adopting the Union County multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. That's self-explanatory. 15926, execution of the contract between the City of Rahway and H2M Architects and Engineers for professional engineering services with Veterans Memorial Square Park. As you're aware, we have a really exciting renovation taking place over there, and soon to be installation of a really nice statue. AR 6026, a resolution ratifying payment to Shager Properties for emergency sanitation repair. Resolution authorizing the city to enter an agreement with the County of Union for wayfinding signage along county roads. Similar to the banner poles, we need the county's permission to install wayfinding on their property. 16226 is a resolution awarding the acceptance of a bid for the wayfinding project to MS Signs. AR 16326 is awarding and accepting a bid and contract for a project entitled Water Quality Assurance Initiative. This is the lead replacement service, Phase 4. As you're familiar, the engineering department has done a fantastic job with all the previous phases. This should be getting close to finishing the project. AR 16426, purchasing 2026 Ford Broncos for the police department. AR 16526, purchase 4 Ford Police Interceptor utility vehicles for the police department. Then we have Public Works. It's awarding a contract for cutting and control of the vegetation on the levee. Recreation has a resolution authorizing the mayor and the council to enter an agreement for the Recreation Kids Trust Fund grant. Revenue and Finance, this is more housekeeping. This is redemption of tax sale certificates for 24 and 25. Resolution authorizing the NJ nonprofit corporate tax exemption, self-explanatory. And then we have a resolution authorizing the cancellation of taxes, more housekeeping. Resolution authorizing the NJ nonprofit corporation tax exemption. Resolution authorizing the introduction of the municipal budget, as we explained earlier. And then we also have the introduction of the temporary capital budget. And also we have another add-on for engineering. This is for the paving of Minna Street, Harrison Street, and West Cherry. This is accepting a grant and executing a contract to get that paving done. And that concludes our agenda for this evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pulkovich. And that's from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Very good job acquiring that. Let me just, give me one moment, please. We're doing so much reading. Okay. I also want to say thank you, too, for just the summaries in general. You say some are self-explanatory, but that's not the case for everything, and I think the public very much benefits from you doing that, so thank you again. All right. Ms. Capone, please read ordinance O-17-26 by title.
An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank.
Do any council members have any questions or comments? May I have a mover and a second on ordinance O-17-26?
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Montes de Oca. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, please read ordinance O-18-26 by title.
A refunding bond ordinance of the City of Rahway in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, providing for the refunding of an emergency appropriation to fund the payment of an obligation associated with terminal pay for retired employees, and authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $970,000 aggregate principal amount of general obligation refunding bonds or bond anticipation notes of the city to effect such refunding and appropriating the proceeds thereof.
Thank you, Ms. Capone. Do any council members have any questions or comments? Seeing none, may I have a mover and second to introduce ordinance O-18-26?
So moved.
Second.
Newberry, Jablisco. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, please read ordinance O-19-26 by title.
A bond ordinance providing for acquisition of vehicles, buying in the City of Rahway in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, appropriating $520,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $495,238 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. Do any council members have any questions or comments? May I have a mover and a second to introduce ordinance O-19-26?
I'll move.
Eastman.
Second.
Timmons. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, can you please read ordinance O-20-26 by title?
A bond ordinance providing for construction of a municipal parking lot on Fulton Street, Pierce Street properties, buying in the City of Rahway in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, appropriating $400,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $380,952 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Very nice. Do any council members have any questions or comments? Yes, Councilman Brown. Councilman Brown.
Second.
Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, can you please read ordinance O-21-26 by title?
A bond ordinance providing for demolition of various existing structures on city-owned properties by and in the City of Rahway in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, appropriating $250,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $238,095 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Do any council members have any questions or comments?
No.
Seeing none, may I have a mover and a second to introduce ordinance O-21-26?
Motion to introduce O-21-26.
Council Vice President Mohica.
Second.
I'm going to say that Ms. Timmons beat you, Councilman Montes de Oca. Timmons. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, can you please read ordinance O-22-26 by title?
An ordinance adopting the Block 277, Lot 10 redevelopment plan pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec.
Thank you. Do any council members have any questions or comments?
Council President, I move O-22-26.
Councilman Brown will be the first mover. And second?
Second.
Councilwoman Newberry. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes.
Ordinances O-17-26 through O-22-26 are deemed adopted on first reading and will come up for public hearing and final adoption on August 3rd, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much. Resolutions AR-148-26 through AR-174-26 will be adopted as one motion on consent agenda. Do any council members wish to remove a resolution off from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda?
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown? Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Next is ordinances for second reading. Ms. Capone, can you please read the title for ordinance O-15-26?
An ordinance to repeal and replace Chapter 203 of the Code of the City of Rahway entitled Filming to reflect amendments to the city's filming regulations.
All right, at this time, I will open the public hearing for ordinance O-15-26. You will have 5 minutes to speak, and you may only speak once. Please direct all comments to the city council on this particular ordinance. Ms. Capone, has anybody signed up to speak?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Anybody to my left would like to speak on ordinance O-15-26? Seeing none, anyone to my right? All right. Do we have any, seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Does anyone from council have any comments on this particular ordinance? All right, then, well, I need a motion and a second to adopt ordinance O-15-26.
I move.
Eastman.
Second.
Newberry. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown? Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Next ordinance on second reading. Ms. Capone, please read the title for ordinance O-16-26.
An ordinance amending Chapter 411, Water and Sewer, to add a new section, 411-6, Water Leak Adjustments.
At this time, I will open the public hearing for ordinance O-16-26. You will have 5 minutes to speak, and you may only speak once. Please direct all comments to City Council. Ms. Capone, has anybody signed up for this ordinance?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Anybody to my right? Anybody to my left? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing. Does anybody from council have any comments on this ordinance? All right, then. Well, I need a motion and second to adopt ordinance O-16-26.
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Montes de Oca. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown? Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry? Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. We will now adopt all the block parties, and there's a few, as one vote. Block party permit BP-26-03, Prevlon closure of Montgomery Street. Event date is set for August 8th, 2026. Block party permit BP-26-04. God bless you. Community wellness event by Second Baptist Church. Closure between East Milton and Washington. Event date for August 1st, 2026. Councilwoman Miles is not allowed. Block party BP-26. That was a joke, guys. 05. Family and Friends Day closure at Lennox Place. Event date also for August 1st, 2026. I need a motion and a second to adopt the block parties BP-26-03 through BP-26-05.
Second.
We got Brown and Jablisco. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Miles is absent. Mohica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. All right. So we approach the end of the meeting. However, my council colleagues do have an opportunity to address the public and the residents, the constituents. First Ward Councilman Al Montes de Oca. Do you have any comments tonight?
Good evening, all. Again, thank you for coming. Not taking a lot of people's time tonight. Most of us have a game we want to get to. But again, just please come out, support these block parties. The mayor's concert, they're awesome events. Should definitely be there. And the mayor already said it, but our tree crew, thank you so much for that. Our first responders never fail us, so God bless. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, sir. The wonderful Second Ward Councilwoman, Ms. Darlene Eastman.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to say thank you for coming out and have a good evening.
Thank you. Third Ward Councilwoman, Ms. Carla Timmons.
Happy anniversary, America. And go Team USA.
All right, it's short and sweet. The pressure is on. All right, well, you know the legend has to chime in. Fourth Ward Councilman, Mr. Dave Brown. Do you have anything you'd like to say tonight?
Yes, I'd like to say that the city of Rahway in the 4th Ward, East Stern Street, Main Street, East Albert Street, for all the trees that came down, they did a very nice job, especially on East Stern Street, where the tree was really bad. And the administration continued to do the good work that we're doing here in Rahway. You know, the good work is what people can see and what you're doing. It's not what others might just say that they think something should happen, you know? But the administration is doing a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Is your mic on? Mic was on? Okay. Okay. Council Member Danny Newberry. Good evening.
Good evening. I have nothing to add. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Sixth Ward Councilman, Mr. Joseph Jablisco. Good evening, sir.
Yes, thank you. I just want to compliment the mayor and everyone that has participated on the fireworks and the watch parties. They were excellent. It was both of them great fireworks I've ever seen. Nice job, Mayor, and everyone involved. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, that leaves just two more people, and I have the privilege to introduce my good friend, my council colleague, Council Vice President, Mr. Jeremy Mojica.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. Just like the mayor mentioned, those watch parties have been fantastic. It's a true sense of a community. I voiced that throughout the entire time, and I couldn't be proud of our citizens getting together and getting behind the sport, something that's neutral and fun and exciting. And yep, no issues at all. That's an amazing thing. We had a huge one a couple weeks ago, and zero issues, thank God. It worked out beautifully, and people keep talking about it throughout the entire county. Not only Elizabeth could throw a party, we can too. I mean, we can too. I got to talk to Boach about that one. I'm like, you got some competition. But it worked out very well, and I'm glad that we put it together. And thank you to all the people that had put it together and continually are involved. Hopefully that final is going to be a USA final. You know, we could always wish. I mean, he might go to the game too, I heard. But help him out. That's okay.
That's your president right there. No,
that's quite all right.
Some people like him here.
Yep. That's interesting material there. I mean, well, you know, I guess, you know, because he had Trump on there, you know, misinformation, all that stuff. There's nothing worse than misinformation. I just want to thank the city professionals for providing helpful and accurate information based on other things. So thank you so much for providing that information. Happy 4th again, belated. Happy 250th. This country looks gorgeous. Nice 250. Great celebration. I was out there on the Hudson. I enjoyed it with my family. I went fishing. I went boating. I hung out. I had a great time. Well, have a great rest of your July. Enjoy. And hope to see you in August.
Thank you, sir. All right, well, good evening. I'll try to make it quick tonight. First, I want to congratulate all of the recent graduates in Rahway High School. A lot of great ceremonies. We wish them all the best with the next stage of their life. We have a disproportionate amount of successful alumni that come from the city of Rahway. We had some here tonight as well. Couldn't be more proud of them. I also want to say congratulations to my good friend. I've known her almost over 20 years, and now we refer to her as Sergeant Colvin. So congratulations to Sidra. She is an officer that is a true public servant. She's someone who's on the beat. She's somebody who does every single community fest. This is what true community policing looks like. We're so grateful to have her. And I have to insert identity into this a bit. You know, I have a certain sense of pride of seeing our police force starting to represent the demographics of our city and having leadership in some of the highest positions. And I think that's something that we all can be very proud of. It's not a matter of doing it because it looks good, but we have qualified people who pursue these positions, and they have the support of their team. So thank you to all of those who support her. Thank you to our community, and congratulations to her. Also want to speak about just some collaboration, because collaboration is a great thing, and I get to witness it every single day. And I'm grateful for the partnership of the council, to the mayor and this administration, our department heads, our city employees. There's been a lot of things going on. Situations in Rahway Plaza, redevelopment questions, constituent concerns, coordinating with several different departments, partners in engineering, and collaborating with PSE&G to address some of these emergencies that have been taking place. Anthony, I got to give you a huge shout out. We've been on your bumper, and you have been so responsive, and it's been at the help of our residents who have been reaching out for help. But you guys have all responded, and leadership starts at the top. The mayor, you have picked and brought someone that we have great faith in Mr. Matt Pukovich. And again, we have been on administration about getting things done, and they have been delivering. So I just want to give you guys a huge shout out for all the hard work that you've been doing. And again, the residents do appreciate it as well, because I get a ton of thank yous for that. Also want to say it's good to operate in good faith, because everyone won't always get along, and you never want to trash a person that you might have to potentially work with. So what matters most is the outcomes and delivering for our people. And again, I'm just so grateful that so many great things are being done. Lastly, I want to recognize our Rahway Police Department. We have an incredible chief law enforcement officer here today, Sean Ganley, who has been in communication with me. There's been incidents that you have been familiar with that have taken place, and they have investigated and pursued and delivered results. And it's at the benefit of our businesses and of our residents. So you guys don't do it for congratulations. You do it for it being the right thing to do, but you deliver, and you guys are effective and efficient. So thank you for all your hard work to our incredible police department. Finally, everyone's still recovering from the storm this past weekend. Thank you to the first responders and the work crews. Thank you to the neighbors who have been helping out, helping pick up tree branches from your neighbors' lawns. And we have a nice elderly population here that can't always address some of their issues that take place at their home, but the residents have been stepping up for that and been keeping us aware and abreast of what's going on. So again, thank you to all that came out tonight. Go Team USA. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Council President,
yes.
may I point of order?
Absolutely, Mayor.
Just a reminder, everybody, that Wednesday, 10 a.m., we are having the ribbon cutting of our new dog park over on Elizabeth Avenue and West Grand Avenue. I know it's early in the morning, but if you're able to attend, please come by, bring your pet, bring your dog. It's going to be a fun time for all. And the dog park will be officially open for the residents of Rahway and Union County. And I do want to take an opportunity to thank former Commissioner Sergio Granados, because years ago, him and I sat down and we came up with a plan to bring Rahway a dog park in an area that it was much needed. So I want to thank former Commissioner Granados for all his hard work. He will be there, and I hope if council is able to make it, and if the public is able to make it as well. It's something I forgot to mention in my notes. So thank you for the time, Council President, to mention that. Thank you.
Of course, Mayor. Thank you so much. And please come out if you can. That's Wednesday, 10 a.m., the dog park. People have been curious about what it is. It's a dog park. Show up. Bring your friendly dogs if possible. Kobe and G will be there. Bo won't be there, but it's all good. And shout out to one of the hardest working public servants ever, Sergio Granados, who also had a big role, as you mentioned. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, public. I'll make a motion in a second.
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Eastman. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Okay.